This is a quick spoiler stream I'm gonna do and then post it up. I finally hardcore spawned back to my original house, and I'd had this just prior to the updates that came through, probably maybe a month or more. And I had been at this location, and I went ahead and got the nether open, and then after a hardcore spawn, I ended up all the way out this way. And then the updates came through for 4 point. And with that, I hardcore spawned again, not intentionally. I had been trying to get to the nether, to get to a nether fortress back at 0-0, which I reached. But I couldn't find my other base there, of course. And then I died, and I've been plugging around the world. So I'm going to cover briefly the things I've learned while doing exploration, just trying to hardcore spawn, and then finally arriving back here. So one is, of course, the bricks. Oh, okay. Hey, don't watch anymore. Just turn it off if you don't want things spoiled, because I'm going to touch on everything just kind of to summarize, and then I have to decide, do I want to start a brand new world or keep going with this one? So you spawn into the world, and you punch trees, of course, and then you get the bark, and you get 2 sawdust after each punch, and then after that you get a shaft. And then you can get some stone out of some cobblestone. And then with that, you can make cobblestone in the crafting grid. You can make a sharp stone. And then you can get more shafts from trees and more bark. Or you can get more stone for more sharp stone. So that's your beginning in a nutshell. Then you're on to the campfires, of course, and the sharp stick to put on there to make a spit so that you can cook your food. And then you get clay out of some water, and you let it cook in the sun. And then after it's done cooking in the sun for a while, it'll turn into a brick. And then you can make your brick oven. And I'll demo that right here in just a sec. Now, the brick oven, from what I've seen, there's no longer a furnace recipe that I've come across. So your only option to cook anything is you have to have the brick oven. And that's different than regular because you have to light it, which is not too much of an issue once you have plenty of string or plenty of sticks. So you'll have your brick oven like this, and normal interface and all that. And you can put in whatever it is you're looking to cook. Let's see, do I have anything I need to cook? Let's cook up some gold, why not? Where's some of this? No. Some of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how this works. Put this in and this, and then you hold down shift so that you don't open the UI, and then you can just light it. And I haven't tested it yet, but I wonder, you know what? Instead of lighting it like that, let's test out flint and steel. Might as well, if we're gonna spoil things, say spoilers. If we're gonna spoil things, we might as well try all sorts of stuff. Yep, flint and steel works. It actually works quicker than lighting nether rock, which is cool. So that's neat. Without furnaces, though, this will be your only option until you're able to get some nether rock and have a cauldron going. So you'll have no way to cook. Actually, oh, that's pretty cool. Because you'll have to, even once you have your cauldron, you'll have to have a campfire underneath it, I suppose? Well, that'll be really neat. And then you'll have to keep it going that way to cook things long enough. Wow, all before the nether. So that's really interesting the way that works. So going into the nether becomes a much bigger thing because it'll free you up so you won't have to be working on this. And I have this furnace. I'm making use of it because not too cheaty, because once you get this lit, it just keeps going and going. Hey guys, stay outside. So this will cook up. So the way iron comes out of the world is, and spoilers, the way iron comes out is little flecks of iron there. Gosh, what is that called? Is it called, here it is, it's called, so iron dust will come out. And then you combine that in your crafting grid, and then it'll make these chunks of iron, and then you can smelt them into iron. Once you have enough, then you can get the iron chisel with 4 of them. And with the iron chisel, spoiler, spoiler, so turn off now if you don't want to see, is you can go down here, and once you have a stump like this, you can go ahead and click on it with your chisel. Wait for it. And you won't, mind you won't have a saw at this point or anything else. Wait for it. Ta-da! That is beautiful. That is some nice work. That is some really good. I like how the texture blends in there. That is really cool. But, of course, this would be, so relatively quickly, after you're able to get your iron melting down in the brick furnace, you'd be able to chisel and make a stump like this. So let's go get some string really quickly. And from what I've seen, it works the same as a regular crafting bench. So this would be prior to getting the saw. Now with the saw, oh, I wonder. That's something I had not tried with these planks. See, they've relabeled some of the planks. If we take this here. Oh, wow, okay. But this no longer works, which is odd. But this no longer works. Oh, it does. Okay, never mind. So you can get to chests that way. So you can get your chests back. But I think that might be being looked at, so I wouldn't count on it for too long. And then if we get some string, and we get some stone, and some shafts. Now, once you have this, you've been limited to just having axes up till now. So if you put 2 in here, and instead of getting your club, so there's your shovel, and then here is your pick. So pretty cool. Now, about pulling, oh, here we go. So how do you make, you know, your millstone and everything else? And spoilers, make sure you turn it off. I don't even know why you're watching this if you don't want spoilers. So if you were to, let me get my little underground operation done here. And you can't make packed earth from what I've seen anymore. Not out of your crafting grid. So I'd imagine you'd have to use the piston to do it, I bet. I'll have to try that in a little bit. So if you have a piece of stone, let's say this piece right here, and if you use your pick, now watch the pick durability. Doesn't really go down. It's not like the picks before this update where they would disappear. They actually have a decent amount of durability. So once you get your crafting table, it's actually relatively decent. Other than food is still always the issue. You can get tools out of it pretty quickly. And the chisel lasts decently long. So if I take my chisel now, and I have this piece of stone that's not connected to everything, and off the stone goes, and I have a whole piece. And with that, you'd be able to make your, I wonder, you'd be able to make your millstone. However, I don't know about the hand crank. So let's test that out real quick. Let's get some loose cobblestone and a gear right here. And then we'll put this in the crafting grid like so. So I don't know about the hand crank. It might be 2 pieces of stone. Do I have another piece of stone sitting around? I do. So we'll put these stones in here like this. There you go. Okay, so it's regular old stone now. Okay. So that would get you, because you could get a hoe still. I believe anyways. Let's test it. Not so sure. Actually, I haven't tried to make any iron tools. Oh, duh. Duh, duh, duh. What about here? There we go. Test this out real quick. See if you can get to hoe. Like this? Yes, okay. So you can get the hoe still, and then you'd be able to get your windmill up, and it would just be a matter of, oh, additionally, you'd get your windmill up, and then you'd be able to get your, your farming operation going, and at least get access to. Where are we looking for here? We are looking for, oh, the torches. I wanted to show you the torches. So the other issue with the torches is because they are crude torches now, and they have to be lit on fire, just as this has to be lit on fire, and they have a durability and then they're gone. You don't get access into infinite torches until nether coal, which makes sense and is really cool because it comes, from the nether and that, and it's infinitely lit. And it was kind of ingenious because it makes the old build still viable where these will last forever. Whereas if you make a new torch, it won't. So now my conundrum is, do I continue with this world? Because I'll still have to contend with the new features. But it does. It still always feels like a cheat because, oh, we can try with a piston. A sticky piston? That'll work. And we'll get a bit of redstone. I want to try this with the dirt and see if I can get it to, where do we pack dirt at? We can do it right here. That'll work. And then what do we put? A bunch of, should we put dirt like this? And then what about this? No, not that. Oh, well that probably didn't help. Here we go, that's better. All right, let us test. Oh, you know what? Still gonna stick to that one. I need some soap to take this off. I don't want sticky pistons. I'll have to wait till later. There's got to be a way to make packed soil still, I'm sure. So with the early game, once you're able to get your crafting table and get your pick, you can do some decent mining. You're still limited by light, so there'll be a whole tier of the game where you'll have to play with light to dig deep down. So, like I said, spoilers here for all this stuff. But this is what everybody is kind of up against. And while I want to stay here, I don't know, I feel like I could get this eventually, but it is kind of cheaty because after a hardcore spawn, you get your trees and you get your stone and that, but oh wow, this stuff grows so much better now. You get your trees and you get your axes and your picks and that, but it's relatively easy to survive on the surface, and you don't have to contend with the fire issues and the lighting issues and that. So the progression prior to this is much, much, much easier, in my opinion. So much so that if you're doing it to do it the legit experience, you almost have to say go back and do it from the get-go. Because people might not even open the nether, knowing that once you do, it'll open up, the spawn distance so much more. So I'll kind of ruminate about this and decide whether or not to stick with this world and make my way back to 0-0, open that portal so I can get to the next level of tech and maybe see what else has changed or start a brand new world. I got to start on 1, but it's going to take a little while, and it's very enjoyable, but after I hardcore spawned here, I had to check things out and give it a look. So like I said, spoilers, don't show this to anybody else unless they want to have their fun ruined or they're just, beat up and done and they don't think it's possible. It's very possible. I've gotten so close that the only thing you have to worry about once you, besides staying alive by a random creeper or skeleton or whatever, once you get the furnace up, is if you took it slow and do your mining properly, you'll be able to get down there. Yeah, I have to agree, Simon. I think the new world's the way to go. It feels too much, because I could get relatively there with everything we have here. But this was decently easy to get, because once you get in here to a location and you're digging down and you reach that critical mass with iron, you're just digging away. And you can throw torches with reckless abandon, you know, and there's no concern. So your early game experience is completely different. So, again, quick spoiler cast just to look at some of the features and see the path that you would have to take if you want to get to this tech where you haven't reached Blaze Rod yet, but maybe you've reached the Diamond to get into the Nether and that. Very doable, and some of the changes make it better once you get there, like the pick is a whole lot more useful once you get there. Oh, the third strata? Well, let's go look at the third strata. Nothing I've seen is too much different yet, and that's kind of the beauty of it. It's just these little changes here and there that make it... Oh, you know, I need to be careful because I almost died here a little bit ago. So I need to clean out my inventory of everything super valuable. I will take a diamond pick, though, just to go look down at the third strata. Bring an axe. I'll leave some of these torches. Leave the crude torches. Leave all this. Leave the... Well, I'll bring the chisel. I can afford a chisel if the worst happens. And we'll put this down here. We'll put this up here. Okay. So let's go down and look at the third strata. Not too many changes there, though. It's just in the way. Oh, with real torches, like I said, you know, spoilers, do not come in here if you don't want to see it. But spoilers are only, or the real torches are only going to be available to you once you get to the Nether to make Nether coal. Let me get some shafts right here. Put this on here. So torch, standard. So all the old builds are still good too. It just made them all Nether coal torches. So you have to fight the light all the way through till you find diamond and get that. That prolongs the beginning game really far. Now, if you got enough hemp going, and I mean a ridiculous amount of hemp, you could probably feed the extra seeds to the chickens, maybe, and survive that way. And it could force you to do... Could you do pig farming? Let me think. If you had a cauldron, and you put this cauldron over top of a campfire and you cook it, and you milk a cow, and you had the coconut. Oh, but you need to grind it. No, that's not too bad, though. Because once you have the chisel, you could make this, and you could either hand crank it or whatever. You would be able to make the coca. And you could have pigs then. Oops. And you could get these going at critical mass and spread them out everywhere. Redstone torches? You know what? I didn't think about that. Yes, if you get redstone, you could light it up. I mean, it's a substandard. You know what? I bet you... Well, FC will have to chime in on that one. Is the risk or reward enough to make this okay? Because you can get a decent amount of redstone pretty quickly if you get to the bottom. But if you're on the bottom strata, I mean, you already spent all the crude torches to get down there, but you can get a huge amount. Now, what's the light level? Is it 6 or 7? It's pretty well reduced. So it would be eerie as hell mining. You know, let's make some torches really quick, like this, just to see how it looks down there, because that would look eerie as all hell. Let's go take a peek. Get down here. All right, let's... It's kind of dangerous down here still, so I'm a little spooked every time. All right, so let's see how eerie this would look. So if you're going along... Oh, look at that. Maybe this has been reduced. Is that reduced? That is awful. Look at that. No, I mean, you could do it, but you would have to use so many that it wouldn't be viable. You know what I mean? That you could do it if you had to, but maybe not. I don't even know how much. Someone needs to use the Ender specs and see what's actually going on here. I don't have access to them. Though that might be reduced. That might be only, maybe they don't emit light. Maybe they, oh no, a little bit. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, this is a strata though, so again, stone pick, obviously you're not going to do anything here. I bet you, iron's not going to work either. Your diamond picks, we got cave spiders down here. Your diamond pick still does normal, and you come out with your stone. Let me think, is there any coal or anything that I can show you? It does what you would think with the coal though. And the chisel is really actually a pretty cool, versatile tool because you can use it just to pull out the resources from a stone, no matter what stone it is. Or you can use it to, do the crafting benches. I tested it on other blocks to see if it does, some cool things like stairs or something like that. Didn't do anything. Did he lower the level of redstone torches before? He might have. He very well might have. Oh, this is the way I want to go. It's kind of cool because the spider webs, the string, making string so darn important. And here was where I pulled out some redstone. So let's see with the chisel. There you go. So the chisel is a really good tool. You bring it down mining, and you don't have to pull the whole stone out. You can just pull the resource out, It's only when you need to get at something to get behind it that is really, really, really important. Put this down. Right here. Oh, great. That's why that was there, probably. I think there's all lava in here. Yeah, I better get out of here before I get melted. Yeah, real quick spoiler cast to go. So is there anything else you guys wanted me to test before I head out? I just wanted to jump on and share some of the knowledge in case anybody's losing hope and kind of make a final decision on if I want to do a new world or if I want to continue this one. I think the jury's out, and I think I'm going to... Oh, skeleton. I think I'm going to start a new world. I know I can get here. It's just what it'll look like once I do. It'll be so much different than what's here now. And I feel like I earned it too. I mean, I really tried, hard and had a ton of great gameplay to get to this point. But just getting to that first diamond, you will have a pretty incredible looking infrastructure. You would probably have pigs and probably chickens maybe up to this level almost before you would even open the nether. You would have all this going on before you ever even get to diamond, maybe. So, thanks for dropping in. Again, this is a spoiler cast, so don't share it with anybody unless you're sure they want to have some of that knowledge. But if somebody's losing hope and they're like, hey, it's not possible or whatever, it definitely is. You'll have to stick with it. So I'll see how hard it is in the other world, I guess.